Today, I want to share with you a story of what it means to truly defy all odds and shine. Spoiler alert, it ends with me standing before you today giving this speech. But it starts in the refugee camp of Tulkarm, Palestine in the 1960s. My grandfather, Mahmoud, was young and had one goal: freedom through knowledge. It did not matter that he was displaced or that he had to provide for his whole family as the eldest son. He studied and taught in the refugee camp in exchange for just enough money to get by, knowing it was his best shot at a safer life, which he was eventually able to get. Whenever I reflect on Sido Mahmoud's story, with all its ups and downs, hardships and sacrifices, I think of one part I will never forget. When the electricity in his family's one bedroom would run out, he would take his books, papers, and pens and go sit underneath the streetlights outside so he could keep studying through the night. The streetlights of a Palestinian refugee camp and the dedication of my grandfather shined bright enough to light up my future 2 generations later. That is what Lux Esto means, to be the light. Now I'm standing before you today giving this speech because an individual long before I was around was brave enough to shine against all odds. Now what does that mean for us, class of 2024 at Kalamazoo College? It means each of us carry a light right now that has the power to change lives. I don't think Sido Mahmoud knew that 50 years later, his story would be remembered this way. Yet its impact, its bright light of hope, has carried on for this long. All of us have a story that has led us here, to the moment we get to say we did it, we graduated. We all have something we have triumphed against, even when the odds were stacked against us. Your SIP, a school-work balance, or if you're anything like me, showing up to class on time, or finally getting that grade you worked for all semester. Remember this, class of 2024. Your resilience is a force, not just in your own story, but someone else's. You never know whose path will be illuminated by you and all the amazing things you achieve and overcome. Whether it's your sibling, your best friend, one of your peers, or the future generations. Do the hard thing, be resilient, and be the light. And that shouldn't be too big of an ask since a lot of us graduated high school during a pandemic. But really though, remember where you are right now. You're at your college graduation. After this day, we leave with what remains, after we've forgotten the details of our lectures and the results of our exams. I know a lot of us are nervous about post-grad life. What will I do? Who will I be? Where am I headed? Those questions are already being answered as we speak. All we have to do is keep moving forward on our own path. If you recall when you started school, you had that spark. If it hasn't yet, I'm confident it will become a flame, despite all attempts to snuff it out. I've been lucky enough to know a lot of you for your authentic selves and be changed forever. I see you all do amazing things, and it has inspired me. All those hours we have spent together and that you have spent with your peers have changed them, whether you knew it or not. I've been inspired most by my fellow leaders here, the Gaza class of 2024, who all had dreams and aspirations just like us. And most of all, my mother, Maysoon. The eldest daughter of my grandfather, Mahmoud, an academic inspiration to the stars. One thing my mother always says that got me through my rough freshman year all the way until now was شد حيلك, work hard. But more specifically, it means to pull it all together with all your might and overcome. And you, class of 2024, have pulled it all together and overcome. I want you all to remember the power of your resilience and light. And when the idea of driving down bumpy Academy Street or hearing the train pass by becomes nostalgic, what will stay with us is our story in all its brilliance, in every spectrum of its light. Thank you.